Today's live stream. I have this huge goofy grin on my face because I am super, super excited both about today's topic and about my guest and former client today who's going to be joining us in today's live stream. So, first things first, welcome everyone. And if you are already in the chat, welcome. Tell me where you're joining in from and answer this one quick question to me. What do you think is the most important thing that you need to have to achieve 10,000 subscribers on your YouTube channel? Just one thing. If you were to name the one most important thing, I would love to read your answers. And so would my guest today, because that's exactly what we're going to be talking about in today's live stream, how she got to 10,000 subscribers by niching down. And she's going to be talking about her very, very inspirational journey. So, real quick, let me know if you can see me, hear me, everything is good. And then I'm going to get started and introduce Sharon in just a second. Give me a quick thumbs up or a yes if you can hear me and see me just fine. All right, I see some people joining in already. Good morning from Barbados. Good morning, Lawrence. Ali, thank you for letting me know that. All right, so let me go ahead and introduce my client, Sharon. So, Sharon Miles is a very passionate hairstylist and creative based in the vibrant city of Chicago, Illinois. And that's where she's joining us from. She has a unique skill for crafting stunning hairstyles. She spent 3 decades perfecting her skills in the art of hair, and she continues to impact her magic with hair. Her heart beats for inspiring women on embracing their gray hair journey. And you're going to see that in her channel. She's a dedicated video creator, and she's all about empowering women over 50 to embrace their authentic style and their inner beauty. So, with that, let me bring Sharon on board here. Hi, Sharon.
Hi, good
How
morning.
are you?
I'm amazing. How are you?
I'm good. It's so good to have you here today, joining in because I know a lot of people are going to be super, super inspired by your journey. So, thank you for being here.
Thank you for having me.
All right, awesome. So let's get this show on the road. And first off, I want to congratulate and celebrate you for 10K. And I know that you just recently reached 10K. So tell us how that's going.
Whew, it's a little overwhelming. It's like just what's next?
Yeah.
What's next? I mean, I feel like when I reached 500, I felt like I had 10,000. So, and then I got to 1,000, got monetized, and then went on to 10. It's still kind of unbelievable. It's almost like I got a silver play button without the silver play button.
You guys are going to see like this attitude. This is the attitude I'm talking about. So when Sean's like, I felt like I already reached a milestone at 500 and 1,000. And then again, this is literally, I think this is like your strength that you celebrate the moments, the small moments as well as the big moments.
Yeah, I definitely do because they count. Because
Yeah.
it's a journey. It's a journey. Like we were talking earlier, it's a long game. YouTube is not something that you start and that you're gonna, and it's very rare. It does happen. I've seen it happen, but it's very rare. It's not gonna, and I think people stop before they even get to the goal. They stop. They don't have the wherewithal to just kind of handle everything that goes, especially if you're like me. Like I record, I edit, I do a lot of my social media. I do have help with social media, but the fact that I record every video, I edit every video. And I know some people say just get on here and talk. They don't worry about editing. But I love to edit. And I just feel like I'm a filmmaker when I'm making my videos. I was working on one that's being released Friday, a collab that I did with a young lady in the gray hair space also. We actually met online 2 years ago, and I was working on that video, and it's just like it has to just be perfect, and I just love the excitement that I add to my videos.
I think that's the perfect place to start. So, I want to start really with the fact that when you first started your YouTube channel, it wasn't very clear, right? You were starting with a lot of different types of content, and I want to speak to this because this is a question that a lot of people have in their minds, and I've been asked this question: do we need a niche to start our channel? My personal answer is no, but I want to hear your perspective on how you weren't really sure about what your niche was. What was the content you were creating when you first started your YouTube channel? And like, what year was this?
Yeah. So I started in December of 2019. That's when I launched my channel, right before
Right.
Christmas.
Hmm.
And I felt like I needed a niche. And my niche, my channel was called Hair Biz from Scratch. That was my channel. And so, because I've been in the hair industry and I'm very professional in what I do in my business, I felt like hairstylists needed a different angle and not learning just about hair, but they needed to learn about business. And so, I was creating videos. Again, my channel, I'm sorry, was called Hair Biz from Scratch, and it was geared toward beginning hairstylists who are just getting to the industry to teach them about marketing, professionalism, speed in the salon, and all the things that has to do with pretty much business. Whereas I did put a few videos about cutting and color, the things that I like to do in the salon. But I found that, I wasn't getting the traction that I wanted to get. But that same year, something happened, September 2019, I stopped coloring my hair. And when I stopped coloring my hair, I had an idea in the beginning of 2020 to film a video um, toward women who were actually going gray. So I gathered some women on the platform and interviewed them, two other people other than myself. And when I interviewed them, it was just so exciting. I just felt the love and because I was on the journey too. I had just stopped coloring my hair, so I wanted to know what other people felt like when they stopped coloring their hair. And so that video kind of took off. I don't even think I had 500 subscribers at the time, but now that video
Wow.
has 50,000 views. And at the time, 5,000 or 6,000 views was a lot to me because the hairstylist videos, they were only getting like maybe 100 views, 200 views from people that I knew. Not, I wasn't really, bringing in the hairstylist. So
All right.
that's what changed.
I love this because, you started with what you thought you knew about. You were doing
Right.
fashion videos, you were doing beauty videos, and you were doing hair videos. So it was kind of like all three, and you weren't really sure. And then you used your personal journey that you yourself stopped coloring your hair, and you thought you obviously wanted to make a video on that because you're a hairstylist and this was a personal experience for you. And that took off, right? That kind of resonated with people. And I think really the key component here was the fact that you shared something that was personal, relatable, unique, different. And maybe you even were more passionate in that video than all of the other, hey, let me give advice about this, that, and the other, you know? And so I feel like this is really important on anybody's journey when they're starting off. Is like, okay, you have a whole bunch of ideas. What
Hmm.
you can start with all of those ideas and then kind of see what you resonate with and then kind of see what your audience resonates with. Would you think that's
Right.
kind of true, like a
Yeah.
pathway?
Yeah, you know what? And it was hard for me. I love hair. I love talking to hairstylists because I'm an instructor as well. But then on the other hand, I'm like, can I really talk to these hairstylists for 10 years? Or can I inspire women who are on my journey of aging gracefully? Also, I'm 54. So,
Wow.
I started
Mm.
posting more videos that had to do with aging, positivity, and also going gray, different aspects of gray hair. But then I thought, I don't always want to talk about gray hair. I don't always want to talk about hair. So I infused a few more videos on confidence and makeup and different aspects of aging gracefully. And I mean, it started picking up like the hairstylist. I had nobody in my comments to talk to. But now, I mean, I can't, it's so hard for me to keep up with the comments, but I'm in there all the time
Yeah.
talking to my subscribers because I love answering. They inspire me.
Yeah. Yeah, I want to elaborate on that point just a little bit because in the beginning, when we're not getting comments and maybe even not a lot of views, I like to say this a lot that you have to learn to clap for yourself. It is super, super essential that you celebrate the journey, you celebrate the milestone, you celebrate the effort, and you celebrate everything that you are putting in. You celebrate giving value. Like get up in the morning, say, I'm going to give value today, put that video out, and then celebrate yourself. I think that's like something super, super important. Did you do that in the beginning? Did you kind of have any, mental or like there's just like a moment of celebration to push yourself forward?
Yeah, always. I always did because you never know when you put a video out, like you never know how many views it's gonna get. You never
Yeah.
know if someone's gonna like it. Even if you're following all the steps like in your program, Selma, like search for topics that people are already looking for. You can do that, but you still don't know how many I mean, well, not comments, but how many views you're gonna get, if the followers actually feel you and they really resonate with you and they really like you. But I really feel like I had to learn to be myself more on screen, on camera, because I hated the camera when I started my channel. I hated looking at my videos. There was like this moment of just, oh, I don't like that. Even I was saying that I don't really like, how I'm coming across. So I had to
Yeah.
kind of loosen up and start coming across and showing my own authentic self on camera.
Okay, what would you say? It was this around the time when you joined Launchpad, or was this before you started working with me? When you started to,
This was before. It was
this is
my
before.
videos. I
Perfect.
felt like they were like cringe worthy every time I looked at them. I can look at them now, but I couldn't look at them before.
I mean, what's a YouTube creator's journey if it's not cringeworthy? But how did you overcome this? How did you go from hating yourself on video to being like, damn, I'm good?
Yeah, just talking about what you love. Like when you talk about what you love and then you infuse that enthusiasm into the topics, you like, oh, I know a lot about this topic because you want to know a lot about a topic, regardless of what your YouTube channel is about. You want to be able to educate and inform and inspire and empower your subscribers. So once I started getting a little bit more comfortable, especially because I was on the gray hair journey and just inspiring other women and then getting inspired by their comments and my responses to their comments, then I started loving myself a little bit more on camera. And then I started just one video after another video. And that's the only way you're going to get more comfortable is
Yeah.
creating the videos. Because if you don't create the videos, if you keep procrastinating about the videos, you'll never get to that point where you feel comfortable.
I like what you said about the fact that you started giving value. So I think one of the biggest things when we self-criticize and look at ourselves and hate ourselves on camera or are not comfortable is because we're thinking about ourselves. Like we're thinking, how do we
Mm-hmm.
look? How do we sound? How do
Mm-hmm.
I come across? What am I doing? Right? It's all about internal. It's all about looking at yourself. And when you made that switch, okay, I just want to give value. I just want to share this. I'm loving my journey and I want that to be inspirational to somebody else. And you start to serve your audience. And I think that's when you stop, because you'll always be self-critical if you keep looking at yourself. Like that's natural.
Yeah.
We all are.
And the biggest thing I want to say that I had to get over that I know a lot of people
Yep.
struggle with is comparing themselves to others. That is the biggest
Absolutely.
mindset that if you
Yeah.
don't get over that, you will never. Because I was watching other people's videos, especially the hairstyling videos. I had found some people that I was watching and seeing how they was doing videos, and I was trying to pattern some of my things and some of my
Yeah.
videos and the way I did the videos after them. And I'm like, that's not working because I'm a creative. So there's nobody out there like me. Like
Oh, I love
like
that.
there's a
I love
lot
that.
of people in the gray hair space, a lot of people that look like me, my skin tone, a lot of people that don't look like me.
Yeah.
But nobody's videos is like my videos. So they're amazing, they're great, but so am I. But I just infuse so much more enthusiasm and creativity into my videos. So you have to stop comparisonitis because that will kill all your dreams and you will never record another video.
So true. So true. Okay. So when did we actually connect? Refresh my memory. Was it 2019 or
Think
2020
it was
or
2021.
2021?
Yeah,
Okay.
because June of 2021 is when I got the clarity because I had been working on interviews because that one interview video with the women, I'm like, I like this because I don't have to be this talking head on camera, which I hate. I hated the talking head.
Let's
And so
talk
I'm
about
like,
that. So let me give the
yeah.
audience a bit of background. So what
Okay.
happened was Sharon joined Launchpad first, and then she joined my program, YouTube Intensive. But what happened was I was very critical. I was trying to be nice, but at the same time, some tough love, and I said, you're doing a lot of interview style content. Nobody knows who you are. Nobody knows what your voice is. Nobody really understands that you are the hair expert, right? And so, just doing interview style content is probably not the best way to build your authority. And
Yeah.
I remember
You
you hated me for a while after I said that.
you killed my dreams. I remember that day, like literally in my living room. I was all excited to get on
Uh-huh.
camera with Selma was just gonna let me know that this was amazing. It was looking good. And I was like, when I got off that talk with Selma, I was like, I felt like my dreams, because I had purchased another YouTube course before Selma's, but she is the one that gave me the clarity and the understanding that, yeah, you can do an interview video, but your whole channel can't be about interview videos. And I felt like my dreams just died. But
I'm
I
sorry.
understood afterwards when I started recording videos with just me. That's what made me get more comfortable on camera,
Yeah.
because the interviews, I had somebody there to talk to, like back and forth, like you. So I could kind of be funny because I have a funny personality.
Yeah.
But when I'm just on there by myself, now I can do that. Now I can be funny and bring out my personality. So that kind of took a shift right then and there to make me push myself to just get on camera alone and
Yeah.
figure this thing out.
Well, I'm not sorry actually. I said I was sorry, but I'm not, because I'm
Sorry,
glad I
not
gave you that
sorry.
push. I'm glad I gave you that push and that confidence that you needed to get, it's almost like the interviews were a crutch, because you were
Yeah,
like, you were using them as a comfort zone strategy where
yes.
you wouldn't have to talk. Yeah. And I'm really see, this is the difference between you taking that feedback and turning it around and making it work for yourself, versus somebody who's going to listen to that feedback and be like, nope, I don't want to do that. That's too difficult. It's too far out of my comfort zone. And it might not even work. So why should I put myself there?
Right,
Right.
right.
That's the difference. Like, you put yourself out there. And I love that about you, that you were, I remember on the calls, you were like, I don't know. What is she on? Like, especially.
Because there are other interview channels. Why can't mine work as an interview channel?
Yes, I remember those conversations where it was always like, well, they're doing it, or
Right.
this other person is doing it, and it's really hard to compare yourself and be like, okay, well, it's working for them, so why shouldn't it work for me? And that's always a strategy that's coming about from, you looking at other people versus you looking at what your strengths and weaknesses are. And I'm so happy that you delved into that and got the strength to be yourself. So really,
Yeah, I
really
am
happy about
too.
that.
You're happy. I'm happier.
All right. We have some comments coming in that I'm just going to share right now because
Okay.
they're relevant to what we're talking about. Great conversation, says the sharpshooter. That's good to know about not focusing so much on interview content in the beginning, especially when you're trying to build your own authority. I think that's the caveat, right? A lot of people can do it really well, where and now actually now Sharon is doing interview style content but mixing it in with her own talking head
Right.
videos.
Hmm.
So it's really about finding the right balance for her. um, I want to also share some other quick comments. Katrina saying Salma gives great tips here, and I agree. Your channel can't just be about interviews. So again, it depends. There are some great interview channels that come up, but for Sharon, this was the right strategy because this is what she needed to build her authority, and it was about building herself as the expert and then bringing on interviewees to kind of talk about debates and topics and case studies as well. uh,
Right.
all
Because
right.
I have to say,
Any final.
one of my interview videos is my highest viewing video.
Yeah, let's talk about your highest viewing video. Okay, so let's talk about the fact that you finally stopped doing only interview content. You started to do talking head videos, and then how did you make the transition from talking about everything fashion, beauty, hair to just niching down into gray hair and find, like, how did that happen? You made what video? What was the result? What were you looking at your channel in terms of, okay, what is this telling me? Walk us through what happened in your head with that.
So that interview video with the two women who I wanted to get, I said I need some other women's perspective on gray hair, as you know, not just mine. So that video, I filmed it and it was fun and it was exciting. The people on the two ladies on the video, they were funny and we just had a great time. And that video just kept gaining traction until it reached like 10,000. I think now it's about up to 55,000 views. But
Mm-hmm.
that was a really exciting video and people really resonated with that video. I got a lot of views, I got a lot of comments, and I just started making videos because I now knew a lot of things that people were saying in the comments. I took some of those inspiring comments and questions and turned a lot of those into videos about hair, how to keep it shiny, how to keep it, moist, how to go gray with confidence. And so I just started
Mm-hmm.
incorporating a lot of those tips and strategies inside my further and future videos beyond that video.
I love the fact that you were listening, and not just passively listening, but you were actively listening. Where were you getting these ideas from? Was it from the comments section, or from the other interviewees? Where were you getting all these ideas from?
So a bit of a few multiple
Okay.
ideas. When I joined your first, when I joined, well, first from the comments from
Yeah.
the people that I interviewed, and then when I joined your, I think we were working with TubeBuddy or
Uh-huh.
one of those um, apps, and you explained that we should start making videos about things that people are already searching for in the gray hair space or whatever niche that is you have. And so I was like, well, that makes sense. So then I started doing my research. I learned all about the research, in your program and just how to do the research and how to figure out what to make videos about. And that really helped me a lot to just because that made sense to make videos about what people are already searching for about gray hair, black women in gray hair. It just made sense. And so that's where I got a lot of my topics from, just from studying the comment section, the previous videos I made, and also your program.
Okay, and I love that. But tell me about what's your most popular video on this topic, the one that has the 300,000 plus views.
It's I just made up the topic and it's something like I did a little research, but I'm like, a lot of women, I hear a lot of women saying they look old with gray hair.
Yes.
Or some people say women look old with gray hair. And I'm like, no, that doesn't have to be. We don't have to look old with gray hair. So the name of that video is how to not look Go Gray. It's called Go Gray, Not Old. That's I think that was the thumbnail. And
Yeah.
then the title was How to Not Look Old with Gray Hair. And that video was an interview video, but I did
Yeah.
something a little bit different because you were always in my head about I have to be the what did you always tell me? You have to be
The
the one
expert.
who the expert. Yes, thank you for that. I have to be the expert. So what I did was offline, I recorded me and the young lady who's a gray hair influencer. I recorded us
Uh-huh.
talking and I picked the topic. So like I said, I lead the conversation. It's my
Yes.
channel, I lead the conversation. So there were, I think, 7 tips of how not to look old with gray hair. And I made up the tips. So I interviewed her throughout. And then once the interview was done, I decided, I got this download to just film me separately off that video, answering the tips myself,
Mm.
my expert advice. And so what I did throughout the video, I started the video without her and I
Mm.
had an intro. I answered the first tip or I gave the first tip. And then every other tip after that, I just said, okay, now let's see what Miss Lynn has to say about
I
tip
love
number
that.
two,
I
tip
love
number
that. It's
three. Then
like,
it bounced back and forth.
I love that. That is exactly what I wanted you to do in your videos, to share your perspective and your opinion, so you build your expertise, and then bringing somebody else on just makes it just more
Yeah.
interesting, because now you have like, a conversation and a debate happening. But also what I
Right.
find really really interesting is the how you titled and thumbnailed this video. And I actually use your title and thumbnail as a template in my course inside YouTube Launchpad, because I loved it so much, and I think this template works in so many different niches. So when you said how to go gray without looking old, or how to wear gray hair without looking old, that is now a title template inside YouTube Launchpad. And the reason that it
Wow.
works so well, yeah, and the reason that this title template works so well is because we all want a goal. Like, for example, our goal is how to go gray, but there's always a challenge or an obstacle stopping us, which is I don't want to look old. So, how
Right.
to reach
Mhm.
that goal without the challenge? And so
Mhm.
now this template, I actually teach this template because it works in any niche. Like, for example, let's say in the financial literacy niche, you're like, how to buy your first home without going broke, or how to discipline your children without them retaliating. So you can literally use this in anything. How to cook spaghetti without burning it, I don't know, whatever. Like, whatever the challenge is and the goal. And so I used your example, and I turned that into a template. So I think it was a great example. I think you hit upon some a really good strategy there. Okay, let's talk a little bit about. Uh, do you want to talk about the motivation for your channel a little bit, the AdSense coming in, the ways that you thought about? Okay, I'm getting all of what was it, 330,000 views on that
Right.
one video,
Mhm.
right? What
Right.
was what were the results coming in with getting all of those views on that video? How did it
Um,
help the rest of your channel?
how did I do what now? What was the last
How
question?
how
How did
did
I?
how did it help grow the rest of your channel?
Oh, it continues to help grow my channel because people keep finding that video. And it's just like I had to go back and watch that video myself. Like, why are people resonating with this video so much? But that's like my mostly viewed video. I have about 6 videos that are my highly viewed videos. And it's just like it continues to get the traction. And I think so many people are finding that video and then they're looking at all my other videos. And it's just making them really enjoy and love the channel so much. Because when they see that video, then they see me as the expert and then they're looking at the other videos. But as far as the AdSense, that's my highly watched video. So most of the AdSense comes from that particular video every single month.
And also, let me know about when that video went viral and you started getting all of these views. Um, and this is from a question that I often get, is that if one of my videos takes off and becomes popular, how do I leverage that to help the rest of my channel? So, did you start creating more videos on that topic and find more things that would tie in? Did you start to, put that video in your end screens and like send people to it? Like, what are some of the things that you did to grow from there?
Well, I did put it on the end screens all the time,
Yeah.
so that people could watch that video. But I learned the technique that I'm gonna do is put all of my highly watched videos in one playlist, so
Yes.
that I can put that playlist in the comment section of all my videos.
Yeah.
And I haven't done it yet. I created the playlist, but I haven't started putting in there. I just did it last week, so
Awesome.
I'm gonna put that's gonna be the top, and I put they're in order by the most viewed video down to like maybe 17 or 18,000 views. So
Right.
starting with the
Right.
300,000.
Yeah, because then it's like your most popular videos are like the first thing that people see when they land on your homepage. And
Yeah.
what also happens, what YouTube does, is that if somebody watches, let's say, your most recent video, and after they're done watching that video, guess what video they're going to show to that new viewer after that? They're going to show your
Oh,
most
the
popular
highly
video.
okay.
Right. And
Wow.
so that's typically how the algorithm is like, okay, if they watched a video from this channel, well, then let's push the best content from this channel
Okay.
to them. And so that's kind of, also in tandem. So if you are also promoting your most popular video, it just helps to get the momentum going and keep it going. And that's
Hmm.
where we build longevity. That's where we build this evergreen kind of content where, the 10 most popular videos will always be bringing you views from here onwards. And
And
so,
what I can say, Salma, is that I messaged you in the group like closer to the end of last year because my channel grew almost 3,000 subscribers or four. I mean, my channel, and I hadn't bought any. I don't, I don't try to buy any ads or I don't do any of that. But my
right.
channel was growing so fast. One month, I think it was, and I forgot to look, but I think it was like around August or September. It was the end of the last quarter of last year, and I mean, the views. I mean, the subscribers. It was just, and that it was coming all from that particular video. Most of the subscriber count was coming from that particular video. And I think it grew about 2,500 subscribers in 1 month. That was huge for me because I think I was at like maybe 6,000 back then. But then it started growing and growing and growing. And then I messaged you in the group. I said, "What is going on my channel? It's just freaking out." And you said,
I
"You're
remember.
finally, reaching your audience. The YouTube finally, the algorithms finally know why you're creating content and who the people are that need to watch your content." So I was like, "Okay, I'll accept that."
I think that was the epiphany moment.
Yeah, it was.
That was the moment when I remember that day I got that comment inside the Facebook group, and you were like, what is happening? And I remember I went over to your channel to see, and I'm like, okay, the algorithm finally understands that this is a gray hair channel for older women. And it's putting your videos in front of more of that audience. And the reason it understands that this is a gray hair channel for older women is because A, you're creating that content, B, that content is getting views, and C, that content is getting watch time and retention. And
Hmm.
so the popularity is coming from the fact that not from your fashion videos, not from your beauty videos, not from, general hair videos, but specifically every single time we noticed a pattern on your channel, every single time you used the term gray hair in your title and showed it in your thumbnail, the views would go up. So that was, I think, the epiphany moment where you were like, okay, this is my niche.
Right. Yeah. So I came up with my whole brand. This is June of 2021, though. Go
Oh,
Gray,
tell,
be
tell me
chic.
about the brand transition. How did you brand yourself after this epiphany?
That was in June of 2021. That is when I figured out, okay, no more hairstylists. They're not resonating with me. Let me talk to my people. And my people were gray hair women, and I wanted to inspire, uplift, empower, and just um, help them go gray one strand at a time with style and confidence. So I came up with my brand is Go Gray, Be Chic. So I have branded
Love it.
apparel. I have a journal for your silver journey behind me. And it's just, and I have a lot of, and if we're getting into the topic of monetizing, this is one way I monetize my brand is my branded apparel, my journal, which is on Amazon, and of course AdSense. We didn't talk a lot about the AdSense, but I can chime in on the AdSense. The AdSense is up and down. It goes up and down. But I
Go
can
ahead.
say
Tell
my
everyone what
highest.
to expect.
Yes, yes. And it's like I said, YouTube is a long game. It's just not going to pay you $10,000, $20,000 a month unless you have, some other products that you're adding to your brand, which I am working on. And so my highest AdSense check was $1,600.
For
And
one
that was
month.
that. Yeah, that was the month my channel went crazy. So I've been averaging like around 600, and 600 is really when I'm focusing on the content. I was listening to your previous client last week. It was so good because I really resonated with her about,
So
not
nice.
being
Yeah.
consistent, you know, creating content. And I try my best to be consistent creating content once a week. But sometimes I really feel like if you have and need to focus on your mental health, you need to stop and focus on your mental health. I had a major life happening last year, and I didn't record or upload a video for 2 whole months. And I stayed in my community tab though. I stayed posting in my community tab. I stayed answering comments. So it wasn't like I was just gone from YouTube, but I needed to focus on my mental health. And I feel like anytime you need to stop and do that,
Mm,
and you don't get the 4 videos a week in, you have to still appreciate what you're doing. And I'm like, okay, you guys have videos to watch on my channel already, what, like maybe 100 videos to watch now. So
yeah.
you have to stop and focus on, you have to make your mental health the most important thing in having a YouTube channel, because it's very important, because people can see when you're not all there on camera. And so
I love that.
that particular month, I had the $1,600. That felt really good. But now it goes from like 600 to 300, and it's all based on how actionable you are with posting videos. And
Hmm.
kind of now, like, I just don't really worry about it, because this month I think I have 3 videos that's going out. But again, I stay active in my email list. I stay emailing I have about 300 people in my email list, so that's growing every day. I have one major freebie that I offer, and that's the top 10 tips of how to not look old with gray hair.
Right.
And
Which
so,
is also a riff from your most popular video.
yeah,
So
yeah,
that's another really good takeaway, that if you get one popular video, that's the automatic lead magnet or the opt-in that you can then convert into
yeah.
a downloadable something, a template, a guide, a checklist, a planner, like something that will benefit people even if they haven't seen the video, or to go along with the video. Like I like
Yeah, and it actually came
incremental.
before the video.
Exactly.
It came before the video, before I even
Exactly. So
recorded that video.
right, right.
Yeah.
That's even better because then it looked like it's cohesive, it's planned.
Yes.
So that's really,
Mhm.
really good. So I'm definitely of the opinion that you want to be growing both your YouTube channel and your email list. And so, 10, 20 videos in, it's time to think about your lead magnet. It's time to think about, okay, how can I take this small audience from YouTube and make sure that I have a direct connection with them? And email is still the number one way to have a direct connection with your audience. So I'm generally really, really about that. But Sharon, I would love to know from you, what are some of the other things that have happened as you've grown your YouTube channel? Are there any other side benefits that have happened with regards to the fact that you are now active on YouTube? And then I want to come back a little bit and talk about this consistency thing as well. But first, let's talk
Okay.
about the benefits.
So one thing is that I got my first brand deal. That was
Yay!
exciting. And it was with an online makeup company. And they wanted me to create one video, and I was able to receive a monetary check, and also I was able to enroll for free in their makeup program, where I know a little bit about makeup because I'm a hairstylist, but I actually get to take their makeup program for free and get a certificate based on my completion of the program.
Hmm.
So that's one thing. But just a lot of the people that I meet, I have some companies reaching out to me, but if it doesn't resonate with what I'm already doing, it's just not a good fit for me. I don't really pay attention to it. I just lightly respond to the message that I'm not interested,
Yeah.
but it has to be, something that, infuses with my brand already. Nothing
Yeah.
like a cooking channel or, whatever. It just has to hair, beauty, fashion, as long as it
Right.
infuses with that.
And that's so important because once you reach a certain threshold, brands are going to start to notice you and they're going to start to send you all sorts of pitches. And it's really important to know to stay in your integrity at that point and be like, okay, who's a good fit and who's not a good fit? Because you don't want to compromise on the authenticity that you've built over all of these videos. And
Yes.
the fact that your
Mm-hmm.
subscribers are following you and your audience is tuned in and they're starting to trust you, and so you want to recommend products from that place of trust,
Mm-hmm.
right? So you
Right.
don't just
Exactly.
right? And so it's really about continuing your brand. So I love the fact that, you grew your channel, you honed in on your niche, you went deep in it, you're perceived as an expert, now you're an authority. Brands are reaching out because now you are a perceived authority in that niche. And so what's next?
Ooh, what's next? What's next is my dream goal is to have a membership, thank you, a membership. So I'm working on that, and
Yep.
I'm gonna allow Selma hopefully to help me with these creating these products that I want to come out with. But I'm listening to the audience, and I do a lot of polls on my
Right.
community tab, and I'm doing a poll inside of my Facebook group as well. I have a free Facebook group, and I really want to know from the women exactly if they were. I think I wrote it down yesterday, and I put it inside the group. If I were just starting my journey, I would need blank to make it a little easier.
Ah,
So
so
I
that's
want to see
the
what
first
they
part. Yeah.
say.
Yeah.
Yeah,
The
so
research part.
I would really love to find um, a way to create a digital product where it can help someone on their journey in the beginning.
Right. Right.
So, right. And then I get a lot of excitement about my own hair wearing a
Mm,
pixie. And
mm.
people just always ask me. So I'm looking at possibly making and creating something, a digital product with that as well. But I want it to be all video because I think the video is more exciting. And so, other than the membership, the digital products, I would also do some one-on-one sessions. So I'm working on. I've started with some complimentary discovery calls, but now I'm turning that into some paid discovery calls.
Okay, I'm going to step in here for a second, add a little bit to what Sharon just said, and I'm going to point you to some links and resources where, depending on where you are on your journey. So, if you're just starting your YouTube channel or you've made a few videos, but they haven't done much for you in terms of views or confidence, then you want to grab my free training, which is on how to create your first 10 videos. That's linked down in the description. The URL literally has the word first 10 in it, so you'll know which one I'm talking about. If you have created a few videos or you are just starting your channel and you need some help from me, then that would be my online course called YouTube Launchpad, where everything that I'm teaching Sharon and other clients of mine, I have condensed that material and made it super actionable. So the lessons are really short and really practical inside YouTube Launchpad. So it's 9 modules, and each lesson inside those 9 modules is 5 minutes, 10 minutes, typically under, I think under 14. I think 14 minutes is probably like the longest lesson. So it's a really quick way to get started, get your foundations right, make sure that you are on the right track, and create 10 amazing videos that start attracting your ideal clients, and you can hone in on your niche. I will also say that it is on sale until August 31st. So this is the lowest price you'll find until August 31st. There is a discount until August 31st. The price goes up on September 1st. And there is a 3-month payment plan as well. So again, the link for YouTube Launchpad is down in the description below. And finally, the next thing is that if you already have a channel like Sharon and you are getting traction, you are getting views and stuff from your channel, but you're thinking about earning money from your channel. Like you're like, okay, this is nice. And I'm getting a good quality audience and everything, but I want to have my own products. I want to expand. For that, you need two things. So you can download my free YouTube playbook, which gives you the exact income plan and how to map out the process of making money from your channel. And if you want my help on that, then applications are open for my program called YouTube Income Intensive, and you can apply for that. The link for that is also down below. So I just wanted to quickly let everybody know that these are the resources and the things that you can go down in the description, grab whichever one is relevant for you, depending on where you are in the journey. And I love the fact that everyone's on different places in their journey, right? And I wanted to come back to Sharon to talk about the consistency part, because when you're first starting out your channel, typically people say consistency is really important. And then once you have, Sharon, how many videos do you have under your belt now?
Oh, I know over 100, maybe
Over 100,
120.
right?
Yeah.
I think literally it's like 10 videos, 10 good videos can get you there, and 100 videos means that you're now at an intermediate expert level. Like if you've created 100 videos on your channel, then I feel that consistency ceases to be as important, because what people equate consistency with is frequency of publishing. And at this point, it's not necessarily the frequency, it's more about the trust that you've built up and how do you maintain that trust. So, like you said, you took 2 months off. I took 3 months off this year,
Yeah.
you know, and sometimes, once you've put in that hard work and you've, built the foundation, you can take that time off. So, talk to me a little bit about how you think about consistency now. What does it look like for you?
I really try to work to get 4 videos a month.
Yeah.
However, because there's a community tab, I feel like you should still be utilizing the community tab, even though you're consistent.
Yeah.
Because some people see the community tab that don't even see your channel or
Yeah.
not even on your channel. So then it leads them to your channel. But I feel like you should have some type of consistency, even if it's not 4 videos a week, at least 2 videos per week, and maybe some shorts. I'm still working on the shorts. I haven't been as consistent with those, but yeah. And I really feel like, listening to the offers that you have, I really feel like people should really take you up on those offers, even if it's just a free download, because you can't do this alone. I thought I could do it alone in the beginning,
Yeah.
and then you watch all these videos and all these different people, but you gotta stay focused. It's good to have, because I follow a lot of people, in the YouTube
Mhm.
game, but
Mhm.
I feel like if you have one person that's really understanding where you're going and what you're trying to do up front and up close in person, it makes your life a little bit easier, so that you
Mhm.
can focus and you're not, um what is the shining object syndrome? Like, we have that shiny object syndrome. I know I do,
Uh-huh.
because you can download this, you can get on this person's email list, and this person can help you, and that person can help you, but it just can't be all over the place. So that helps with consistency as well, because we need to be recording more videos than we're actually watching.
That is a mic drop moment. We need to be recording more videos than we're actually watching. And I love your advice about choosing who you want to learn with and then sticking to that rather than going everywhere. Because this is also really important in terms of who you resonate with. Like, even those people might be teaching the exact same thing, who you resonate with will be different,
Yeah.
because it's not the information, it's the personality that you resonate with. You can get the information from a book, like, easy, done.
And
you
yeah,
know
and I feel like a lot of spaces are overcrowded. I'm not going to mention any names, other courses that I purchased, but it's just like you're in a little fish in the ocean,
Yeah, yeah,
and you're trying to get
absolutely.
some attention, and you're trying to get a question answered on a live,
Yeah,
and they just skip over you. Whereas if you're in a smaller space with, a creator like Salma, it's just like it's easier to have that one-on-one attention, as opposed to, especially if you're wanting to grow.
yeah,
Because I was in these loud spaces. I mean, they're excellent. The education is excellent. Excellent. I still go back and watch some of their training videos when I need
yeah,
to, but I didn't get the clarity that I got until I spent the money and invested in your course, because now I can work directly with her. And then some other people, they charge a lot more. It's a lot more expensive to get in close proximity with the expert and to really understand your niche and your journey. But I think we all need help.
yeah.
We
Even
all need
coaches
help.
need coaches.
Yeah,
I
exactly.
definitely have a coach as well, and I agree with you. It's like, instead of listening to 1,000 voices, you can kind of focus in, listen to one, and that, I think you mentioned it correctly, that it helps with consistency, and I think it also helps with accountability, because you're like, okay,
Yes.
now I have someone to show my results to, get feedback from, and they have put in their side of the work. So now I feel like I should do my part. And so that adds that accountability, excuse me. Okay, so if you're watching this and you have any questions for Sharon, maybe about niching down, maybe about finding your voice, about loving yourself on video, or about thinking through how to listen better to your audience, any of the things that we have talked about, remember to go and put that in the comments, and we'll spend the next 5 or 10 minutes answering as many questions as possible.
Mhm.
And I do have one question, one last question for you, Sharon, uh, as your thank you for being here, but also if you could share your biggest lessons on growing to 10,000, what would you say to somebody? And what's the advice you would give to somebody who is still in the beginning stages of this journey?
Oh, the biggest thing is stop procrastinating on your journey. Number one, stop procrastinating because you won't know. Like, I didn't find out my information until I recorded a video and recorded a video and continued to record videos. Like, I wouldn't have gotten to the point where I felt like I I had to make the decision. I didn't really have to, but I decided to make the decision. I want to go with the go gray, be chic, as opposed to speaking to the hairstylist. You got to stop procrastinating. You got to
Hmm.
just record a video.
Hmm.
And if you don't record a video, then you won't know. The algorithm cannot let you know. Like Salma says, the 10 videos, what to talk about in the first 10 videos. But that's number one. And the second hugest one is not comparing yourself to others because the space is so crowded. You know, we're trying to get attention from millions and millions of people, but you're your own unique person and you bring the content different from anybody else, even though it's the same topic. And those two to me are the biggest lessons that I've learned on my journey is to believe in myself and to, empower myself and go out here and just you got to just figure it out, the editing. And I'm a hairstylist, so I didn't know anything about, and I still film from this phone right here. I don't have a fancy camera. I don't plan on getting a fancy camera. I have a fancy phone. And this fancy phone, and I don't upgrade it every year. I have the three cameras on here now, but I don't upgrade every year. It's great. And I'm going to continue because right now, I don't want to learn another thing as far as, my filming. I'm perfect with my filming. I believe I got the sound good. And you got to stop procrastinating. So she asked for those two: stop procrastinating, stop comparing yourself to others, and just film videos. Even if you work, I still work full time as a hairstylist. So I have to find the time when I'm going to record the videos. And I love this so much. I have to work on not doing this every single day, like editing. And it can become a little overwhelming. So some days
Yeah.
you just have to say, okay, I'm not going to look at a video, but it's so hard. It's so
I
hard.
mean, look at your journey. You've gone from like, I don't want to be on camera. I need somebody else to be there, to being like,
Right.
oh my God, it's so hard to stop myself from making. Look at your journey. Like, that is
And
amazing.
you know what I want to say to, I don't know how many people will watch this, but what I want to say is that you just got to believe in you and you just got to put yourself out there. I was afraid to put myself out there, and you just got to get in front of the camera, even if you just don't put that video out. Just practice and practice until you can just get it like you want it and get it like the people that you are attracting, because everybody is not going to resonate with you. Everybody is not going to follow you. I look at other channels who look like me, have what, 100,000 subscribers, but I don't even worry about that anymore because I
Yeah.
know the content that I'm putting out is resonating with the right people, and the right people will tell other people, and then the YouTube algorithm will send more people to resonate with my content.
I love that. And I want to add a quick story from my personal experience because I was doing this live challenge in my Facebook group last week. And on, I think it was day 3, where we had some technical issues where the live didn't immediately show up on the news feed. And so in my view, it was showing zero people are watching this right now. And, if this had happened like a few years ago, I would be so, awkward and embarrassed. And I'd be like, okay, I would lose my train of thought, and I would be like, what do I say? What do I say? Nobody's watching. And should I just pretend like I'm talking? Like what? It would be so awkward. I would be so hesitant. And when it happened last week, nothing. I just delivered the thing I was there for. I gave value the way that I had planned to give value. And, later on, my husband told me that there was a glitch or something, and the live did not appear in the news feed. So I just pasted that in the link later, and, people got to see that video. But I didn't know what was happening. All I knew was that nobody had showed up to the live. And, and I wasn't phased by it at all. And that's my personal journey, because if this was a few years ago, I would totally be phased by it. And I would be like, but it's really important to focus on giving value, and then who's going to find you is going to find you. So I love that.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah. Okay. Well, thank you so much, Sharon. And I know that you have big things planned for the next stage of your journey in the next, path that you are on. And I just want to say that I'm so happy that you didn't, say shut up to me and
Didn't
leave
quit.
the program when I gave you that tough love.
I
Um,
had to cry. I cried. I actually cried.
and you came out stronger because of
Yes,
it.
I
Um,
did. I really did.
I'm so proud of you. I don't think I've ever
Thank
said
you.
that to you before, but I am so, so proud of the fact that you just persevered. You
Yeah.
persevered and you found your path. And I am happy to, kind of celebrate you today. So this is really,
Yeah.
really cool. And
I
I
just want to
wish big
tell
things.
the people in the audience, just don't quit. Just if you love what you do, just don't quit.
That is amazing. And on that note, I think we're going to say goodbye to everybody watching. Thank you guys for being here. And as always, the replay viewers, if you have questions, put them down, and me or Sharon will come back into the comments and do our best to answer. Thank you so much for watching. I will see you hopefully next week. Bye.